What's up, YouTube? Dave here with a little 1/64 scale mini garage diorama, perfect for showing off one of your favorite 1/64 scale cars. Not a lot of materials needed for this diorama. Here's a look. 1/4 inch by 4 inch board, 2mm cork, 2mm craft foam, 1/8 inch by 1/16 inch strip, 1/4 inch by 16 inch strip, and a 16 inch dowel. I wanted this diorama to be 4 inches by 4 inches by 4 inches. So I measure out a 4-inch square, as seen on the right, and then a 4-inch by 3.75 inch square on the left. The right-hand side will be the base, and the left-hand side will be the backdrop. You see I've cut the pieces apart now. I've also sketched in my roll-up door and my man door. Doing just a little bit of a dry fit here to make sure that everything lines up and the scale is what I'm looking for. On my base, I make myself a note as to which side my backdrop is going to be attached to, so I can measure out where my cement is going to be versus where it will meet the asphalt. The cement, represented by the craft foam, as you see here, and the asphalt will be made from cork. I want my cement sidewalk to be 1 inch wide, so I measure a line 1 1/4 inches to account for the backdrop. I take my cork board and I put my tears in to represent cracks in the asphalt, and then I get ready to glue it up to the base. Here you can see that the piece I tore out at the bottom didn't quite make it onto my base, so I'd added an extra crack here. Now I need to trim the sides to clean it up. With the edges all trimmed up, let's move on to the backdrop piece. Using the 1/8 inch strip, I need to cut some 45-degree angles to make my door frame. Using the guidelines on my cutting mat, I'm able to trim off the corner, making 45-degree angles. These will make the vertical sides of my door frame. Using the first piece as a guide, I can cut the second piece. Using those two, I can cut the top of the door frame. A little dab of gel-based superglue and my door frame is complete. 2 5-centimeter pieces will form the vertical sides of my roll-up door. A 4-inch piece of 1/4 inch strip will form the top of the roll-up door. A 5-centimeter by 5-centimeter square of corrugated paper will form the roll-up door itself. A little bit of trimming is necessary because my measurements are never perfect. I remove a little bit of the corrugation at the bottom of the paper to allow this piece of balsa wood to serve as the frame of the door. A piece of 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch stacked on top of each other will form a structural detail for the roof. One final detail of the door handle is made by cutting a tiny little piece and gluing it into position. With all of our pieces glued up, we can do a dry fit to see how everything is going to look in the final product. We're almost ready for paint. All that's left is to cut out 2 pieces of 16-inch dowel to make the bollards. I spray the backdrop and the base with flat black primer and set aside to allow to dry. While the primer's drying, I print out some signage on cardstock from my computer. I use a scale that's almost 1/64. I'm not super strict about it, figure neither is Mattel. When the primer's dry enough to handle, we need to drill a couple holes for the bollards to glue into. I don't have a drill bit exactly the right size, so I take the dowel and I sharpen it like I'm going to fight some tiny vampires. One more test fit just to make sure everything is lining up right before I start painting. I'm a big fan of inexpensive materials and simple techniques. These brushes were less than $5, and each of these bottles of paint were under $1 at the craft store. I painted this diorama on an Instagram live stream, which was a lot of fun. Painting around a camera was pretty tricky, and I know I definitely missed a lot of people's questions and interactions, but I really enjoyed the process. Hopefully those that tuned in did also. I'm looking forward to doing more live streams in the future, probably some construction projects. This M2 Machines Dodge A100 made a perfect model. Here are some shots of the finished product with the signage glued in place and a scale car set in to give the full effect. As always, thanks for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. I've got more projects lined up, and I'm really hoping to get more content onto YouTube for you guys to enjoy. Have a great day.